Hello, YouTubers. It's a good job I remembered to start recording again, isn't it? Otherwise, who knows what nonsense you would have missed. You might have even missed the flipping of the water switches. There could have been a genuine dousing, and you wouldn't have seen any of it. Not that the dousings have been particularly effective this stream. They've been a little bit weak. He's got an album called Songs from the Crystal Cavern. Intriguing. I mean, is he actually performing the songs in a crystal cavern? Or is that some kind of nickname for the woman in his life? I don't know. I know crystal caverns are a thing. You can see them if you're very privileged, but like a young brown-haired and bearded Gérard Depardieu. Interesting. I mean, it would be nice to be a world-renowned, wealthy film star, but maybe I would prefer, if I was going to be a French film actor, I'd rather be Christopher Lambert. Is he French? He's probably not French, is he? He's probably just speaks French. He's probably from some cave, not cavern. Oh, the Crystal Cave. That sounds even more like a euphemism, doesn't it? Poor old Stéphane Seagull. What happened to him, apart from being outed as a bit of a rapey... I nearly said the wrong word. Perv. No, don't. No, that last one was probably libelous. And if it's not libelous, then... Distinction is important. What is the distinction between a cave and a cavern? Is it a size thing? Cavernous often used as a descriptor for something being very large. Is a cave not a cavern if it's not big enough? Is it a volume thing or like a dimensional width? Like, is it the length, the depth, the height? Is it like a cave but they sell beer in there? Like a tavern? Oh, what a funny pun! I apologise for the at least 3 viewers I would have killed with that pun. I mean, one of them would have laughed themselves to death. The other 2, just suicides. Ah, dear. Puns. An underappreciated art form, in my opinion. I like a good pun. My children, on the other hand, absolutely despise my puns. They find them the least funny things in the world. That's not true. I have a very bad habit of every time they ask me where something is, or if I know where something is, I will almost, probably 99% of the time, reply, up my bum. And they fucking hate that. They really do. Where's dinner, Daddy? Up my bum. No, not literally, you fools. But hey, they're kids, aren't they? Yeah, they take things literally from time to time. Not much of a distinction. Well, Archimedes, Butternut Squash's research has proved you to perhaps be wrong there. No, it's not a pun. That's not a pun. That's just something I say. Where's the PS Vita? Up my bum. Where's the Switch? Up my bum. Etc, etc, etc. Although now my son has taken a good old punching swing at my buttocks every time I say it, so I won't be carrying that on for much longer. Oh dear. Christophe Lambert is half French, half American. Oh right, okay, intriguing. I don't know why I thought he was pure French sounds a bit of a weird way to put it, doesn't it? I don't know why I thought he was French, but because I had that suspicion that maybe he was like French Canadian or some other French-speaking country was where he was from, but nope, got it wrong. French American. Framerican. Yes, he has. One day I'm going to find myself knocked out on the kitchen floor with my trousers around my ankles and my kids going, "That's the last time you say that." Then I'll be like, "What?" And they'll be like, "We checked, it's not there." And I'll be like, "No! What is this nightmare?" Oh dear. Oh no. What have I done? Shouldn't have said any of that. That's too horrible. It ended up in a bad place. It ended up in a terrible place that it should never have gone to. But hey, it's just the way things go sometimes on this stream. Just sometimes. like most of the time. Right, I think we need to start thinking about the orthoclase situation because, I mean, look, most of the granite's been hauled up, right? Oh wait, that's the thing. Most of the granite can't be hauled up because the orthoclase stockpile is now the granite stockpile as well. So what we need to do is check to see if any granite still has dumping orders. No? Okay, that's fine. Now, while we have the granite stockpile as the extant dumping zone, let's click here, go I, dump what granite is here. There we go. 7 bits and 1 piece in a job. 1 piece. And then once that's done, we should end up with a pure orthoclase pile. Oh no, there's some schist in here. Okay, once that's done, we'll end up with an orthoclase with some schist inclusions. And then we can do a big old dump for the orthoclase pile. And we'll see how it goes. But let's get this granite out of here first. Yeah, I mean, it does happen. I will warn you that the tangentry on this stream can get a little bit extreme. It goes a bit far sometimes, but I try to bring us back. I try to make it about Dwarf Fortress every now and again. I really do. I want to be recognised as a real Dwarf Fortress streamer. Like Pinocchio, except not made out of wood. I don't have the swelling nose when it comes to lying. Nothing like Pinocchio, other than my desire to be real in some sense. That's my only Pinocchiistic trait. Pinocchiistic? I reckon Pinocchio should have been actually made about a boy who's made out of potato, and it would have been Pinocchio. Like, with a G-N. You know, the little balls of... Don't worry, it's a food pun. It's a bad food pun, but, you know, I saw it there, laying on the table, available for use, and I thought, I'm going to fucking pick that thing up and run with it. And then when I said it, like a lot of the musical stuff I try to do, I realised, before I'd even finished saying it, that no, this is a bad fucking joke, and you will probably be punished for it. Maybe in some kind of reincarnation system that you don't believe in. Your next life you will come back as some kind of, like, bookworm, literal worm eating a book and destroying it. Ah, dear. Well, at least Butternut Squash appreciated it. Pinocchio. Ah, dear. And Ravelin having the, what I would consider to be probably a biologically correct response to the savagery of that pun. Oh, dear. Hello, Two Cats Yelling. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. You've arrived just after potentially the worst pun I've ever done. And thankfully, you missed it, which is good. Delightful. I've decided I'm just going to pour myself out another apricot brandy, because I looked at the bottle and I instantly realised that Kel was never going to accept the fact that I hadn't drunk most of it and there was enough for the cake, so I'm going to have to replace it anyway for the Christmas cake, so I may as well just have some more. Why not? Fuck it. Fuck it, as they say. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I was waiting for all this orthoclase to get brought up. It's taken a while. Have they brought more granite up? I think they might have actually brought a little bit more granite up, so let's see if we can dump some more. That's not how it works, is it? You want to press I. That's what you want. And then 6 more lumps of granite. And this one in a job. Lovely. Let's let them get on with that. Are they doing anything, or are they just going to hang around? Frame rate's looking... Oh, wait. No. It's going down, down, down. That's not too bad, actually. Considering we've got a siege fanning around on the surface. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't see any gobbos hanging around immediately outside the fortress, which is annoying. They may have gone, had a little bit of a wander, but we'll find them. We'll find them. Let's go back to the Snamoz Spearmen. Okay. They've gone to the Waterfall Buttock Zone and started hanging around by a pond. I mean, maybe if we're lucky, a few of them will fall off the edge of the cliff and get swept away in the river, and that will be enough to deter the rest of them from returning. Who knows? Who knows? But let's not rely on it. In fact, for now, let's just ignore them. Let's just ignore them and get this orthoclase situation sorted, because right now, it's clogging up our collection piles, isn't it? We're going to need to get it dumped. So, where does the orthoclase go? Schist. That's got to be microcline, right? Yep, microcline. Rhyolite. Obsidian. Cinnabar. Cobaltite. There's got to be one for orthoclase, right? Right? Allanite. Hazelwood wheelbarrows, and that's it. Is this even a dumping stockpile? Could I make this orthoclase? I feel like I probably could, right? Let's go and press I and find the one that's currently active, if any of them are. And I think what we'll find is it's this one up here. Yes, the granite stockpile. Very good. And then we come down to here, we activate this bad boy. Oh, hello, something happened there. Oh, a robot in progress requested a dwarf to be named after them. Well, maybe I should do that. We've got a bit of a queue built up, actually, from last session as well. I should try and get that sorted. So, let's quickly also check the stone stockpile element of it. And say that I would like you to put... oh, it was a quartzite stockpile originally. Intriguing. We've got a different quartzite stockpile now, so we're going to change it to be for orthoclase, which is there. There we go. And now we put an order in to dump all this orthoclase. Yes? Yeah? Oh, please dump this in the granite pile. Please dump this in the granite pile. Maybe I should turn off the orthoclase dump. Turn the granite one back on just for a second. Dump that sweaty granite into my arse. Excuse me. Oh, something's caused the camera to move. What's going on here? Monom Atul Rimtar has been taken by a fey mood. Very exciting. Let's unpause things. Where are they? The fact that they're staying on this floor does not fill me with hope. Oh, they're heading to the clothing workshops. Yawn! Yawn, yawn, yawn. Bloody clothing. I did say waterfalls in the buttock zone. Kerbanog, I didn't find rivers this large. This is known as Telier's Fabulous Embark. It's been doing the rounds among the Dwarf Fortress streamers. Someone in chat will probably be able to provide you with a link to the file, I would guess, and then give you the instructions on how to find this area. It's pretty special. It's pretty nice. Oh, the Leatherworks has been claimed. Very nice. It was the Waterfall Buttock Zone. It just happens to be that the... I mean, it could as easily just have been the Waterfall Tit Zone. The Cleavage Waterfall. It could have been that. Just a very rounded zone on the map, that's all. Goblin. Goodness me. Goodness me. While we're sitting here waiting for all these things to get shifted, we've got this mood going on, we've got all this granite and orthoclase being collected. We've got any granite left in here? Any granite? One piece of granite. Let's get that hold, and as soon as that's done, we can start on the orthoclase, I reckon. Empty out the place, get a bit more brought up here. We've got a lot of idlers knocking around, so ideally that would be good. So Clocks went back yesterday, and my cat is absolutely convinced I've forgotten to feed him. Yeah, they do like a little bit of... they don't really understand the clocks changing, do they? I didn't even notice the clocks had changed, to be honest, because I really only use my phone and my computer as a clock. And they both do it automatically, so it doesn't make much difference to me. Lovely. So, is that granite hauled yet? Is this quartzite then? Quartzite, 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 schist, schist. Where's the fucking granite then? Let's try again. It's still there. Come on, guys. Get that granite shifted. Move it into the dumping zone. Please. Please? Please? Well, you know, some cats are more highly strung than others. I am also a bit of a mountain hugger there, Kerbanog. I do like to do Dwarf Fortress maps that are on the mountains. Mainly because a mountain will often go all the way through an aquifer, kind of making it a little bit easier to get past them. And also, the minerals and gemstones and ores you get there tend to be a little bit better than elsewhere. I think. Please? Gelfling? I'm still 2 episodes off of finishing the TV series of that, which is annoying. Me and Kel stopped watching it so our son could catch up, and then he's just stopped watching it about half an hour from where we were. And I was like, oh, we've waited months for you to catch up, and now you've just given up. Still, never mind. The current new hotness for him is the Phoenix Wright games, which I'm not going to complain about. I do like a good Phoenix Wright game. I love a good Phoenix Wright, me. Yeah, it is a shame, but you know what? Sometimes just getting a bit is enough, right? It's good. Objection! What's the one he says? Hold it! Hold it! Objection! We've got all the DS ones. They're good. I've been thinking about maybe trying to pick up some of the more recent ones that are on the Switch, but I'm guessing they're going to be pretty pricey, right? They're going to be slightly pricey. Who knows though, maybe they're not, maybe they're on the cheap. Oh, and also, Sad Gravy, welcome to the stream, thanks for joining us, and also, thanks for saying something. Not that I was... that sounded a little bit ominous, it sounded weird, didn't it? Thanks for saying something. Finally! What I meant to say was, good to meet you. 99 Robot in progress, you get yourself a good night's sleep. Close those eyes. I won't be going on for too much longer. Half an hour. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sad Gravy. Half an hour, and then we'll see what happens after half an hour. Maybe I'll go on a bit longer, but it won't be much more than half an hour, I don't think. I would like to have done some of the dousing this episode, but unfortunately our adamantine harvesting plans are kind of bottlenecked by the orthoclase boom. Right, has that granite been moved? Let's take a little look. You moved the granite? Show me. Here we go. Still got a bit of granite in there. Fuck it. One misplaced piece of granite is not the end of the world. It's very annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Wait, was that the one I wanted to be the orthoclase dump? Oh yeah, it's got a bit of granite in. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Calm down, for fuck's sake. Right, let's activate that bad boy. There we go. Is this one deactivated? That one is deactivated. That's good. And then all we need to do is click on this stockpile, press I for inventory, go down to the orthoclase, of which we have 111 pieces, and press Shift D. There we go. Shift that D. Oh yeah. Shake it till it throws up. Oh, come on, scoundrel. That's disgusting. That's absolutely outrageous. He had to make some kind of allusion to shaking hot white coconuts from the veiny love tree. And that's not even your fucking euphemism. Disgusting. You bloody joke thief. Oh. Never mind. Oh, it's getting a bit warm. Maybe I should open the back door for a bit and let a bit of breeze in. Then again, even though it's coming to winter, I'm a little bit loath to have the back doors open with the lights on, because that does usually invite a shitload of insects in. And with all the white walls we've got down here in the kitchen, I just feel like it's going to end up crawling. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it. Oh, thank you very much for the raid, White Rook. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me just scroll down in chat, because chat has decided not to actually scroll down. Hey you to you too. Thank you for joining us. Been playing Dwarf Fortress as well, or have you decided to raid a Dwarf Fortress stream just because? Just because you can. That's right, Sal. It is a raid indeed. You've got so many good emotes, Sal. Do you do them yourself? I do all mine myself, which is probably why they're shit. So I was wondering, because yours are actually like, you've obviously done by someone who can draw, as opposed to me, who is somebody who can just about run a picture through a filter. CK2. Oh man, that is the one thing I miss from Xbox Game Pass. I enjoyed playing CK2 on that, but when it expired, I didn't really want to be spending about a tenner a month on it. It's not, I don't know, the service just doesn't call me in. There's nothing on there that's going to keep me long term. I bought Sea of Thieves. I mean, everything else on there really is just kind of meh, so much, so. In my opinion, anyway. Oh my god, that's a good point. I was going to do some namies, wasn't I? A DF is fucking great. You are not wrong there. Let's go over here and do some namies, shall we? What the fuck? Better. Right, who have we got? If we sort by has nickname, there we go. We can minimise it, but we'll first of all see who's got nicknames. Well, we've got 1, 2 and 3 first in the list, who are our rather unimaginatively named vampires, still available. If you want to nick one of the vampires and claim it as your own, that's your prerogative. Do remember they're sealed in an eternal tomb of training until something bad enough to let them out happens. So you may not get much bang for your buck if you decide to call one of those you. We've got Arctrecht, Asbestos, Beardster, Curly Fries, Fuzzy, Icefrost King, Kay the Unmade, Mikey, Mama Sal, Nutty 3, Ocelot, Firehawk, Plutonium Jesus, Ravelin, Sanctum Spiritstone, Urist McDonald, Vabok Mind Punch. Wait a minute. Oh, Vabok Mind Punch, yeah. Mind Punch was the part that was a name. Veru and Zakbob 4. They're already in the fortress, so if you're one of those people, no need to send a request. However, if you're not one of those people, then one of these 124 as of yet unnicknamed dwarves could well end up being named after you. So, I don't think you did, White Rook, but your name will be in the queue, so I wouldn't worry too much. I'm glad you can't draw, Sal. I would start to get very jealous if you could also draw. Like, god damn it. Another thing I can't do. Oh, shit. But hey, getting someone else to do it, not a bad idea, to be honest, especially if you can't actually draw yourself, like myself. Maybe I should get somebody else to do it. I'm just too lazy. And cheap. Too cheap as well. Right, I've got to just get up the naming queue. Hang on. Manage requests. Here we go. Just getting it to pop up. So, also press Control 0 to make the zoom more manageable. That's it. Come on, Scoundrel. Make the window the right size. So, 17 days ago, Rando303 requested a namey be named after them. And I think I can manage that. Rando usually likes a minor, so with an I-N-E-R, not I-N-O-R. So we'll give him our current best minor. Dumat is now Rando303. There we go. Rando303, back in the fortress. Markers complete. Art of Stuttering wanted a guy named Art in the game. Well, that's doable. Let's take Della here and change his name to Art. Bang. Commit. Done. Markers complete. Then Nico Live also requested a dwarf named after them. Very doable. Old Unib here becomes Nico Live. Beautiful. There we go. Commit. Markers complete. Clay Cree has requested anyone highly skilled if I don't already have a dwarf. If you don't have a dwarf, it's because you've died. That's fine. Let's go and find someone with a high skill. I'm guessing we've got a decent armoursmith. Oh, not unnamed. Blacksmith? No. Weaponsmith? Not great. Metal crafting. How about glass making? We've definitely got someone who's good at glass making. Not unnamed though. Carpenter? Bower? Woodcutter? Woodcrafter? Mason? Stone detailer? We do have a good stone detailer. Oh wait, no, he's got a nickname already. Oh no, look, yeah, we've got a level 20 stone detailer here. I'm going to give that to Clay Cree. I think he'll be cool with that. Let's paste. Realise it's still Nico Live, and then type in Clay Cree myself, because hell, I can spell that one. Not a problem. Markers complete. Also, Retro Game Collective said that Dwarf Therapist was still on the screen. That's fine. Righteous Boner requested somebody called Popalicious. Let's pick this one. Set nickname. Paste. go. Commit. Lovely. Markers complete. White Rook wanted someone called Harlan Thorne. Easily doable. I won't include the exclamation mark unless you come back to me and say, no, that is a vital part of the name. His name isn't Harlan Thorne. His name is Harlan Thorne! Which, it's fine. If there's a what's it called? A punctuation mark in a name, that's acceptable. I will accept that. Robot in Progress wants a female dwarf called Goblin. So let's find a lady. Here she is. Ushtuth. Set nickname. Paste. Goblin. There we go. Commit. Very sexy name. Is there a robot in progress? We may have to actually also... There is not. Well, we're going to do one for your actual name as well. I say your actual name. I doubt you were squeezed from your mother's nether regions, plucked up into the arms of your father. Then they locked eyes and went, I know what we should call him. Robot in progress. And they didn't just say that, like, it wasn't your dad who said that. That was your mum and your dad in perfect syncretic unity. What? Forgive me. It might not be my fault. It might just be because it's so fucking late. Let's commit and markers complete. And then final, Marchesny says, can we name a dwarf Adamantium so we can always remember this endless endeavour to get Adamantium? Sure. It's actually Adamantine. Adamantium is a registered trademark of the Marvel/Disney Corporation, and its use could result in the dispatching of Disney lawyers, which is... not the greatest thing in the world to happen to anyone who produces content online. So, with that in mind, we will use the name Adamantine, not Adamantium. And I'm going to pick this one. Stand and deliver, Adamantine. Oh! Ha! Hang on. Adamantine. No. Adamantine. Yeah, that's it. Adamantine. There we go. It's all good. And commit. That's the entire request queue completed. Oh my, what a special boy I am. So effective. Let's go back over to Dwarf Fortress. Good. And what has chat been saying? Let's have a look. White Rook wanted a weaponsmith. I missed that. But there are weaponsmiths. They're just not particularly good. You can have a Dwarf Kerbenog. It's not a problem. Let me just... Like, the reason we have the request for dwarves is purely because it will put the names in a queue and I won't have to remember who requested, but it's not like a you must use the queue kind of thing. I'm going to put you in. Someone called Kitcrost is now called Kerbenog. There we go. Lovely. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So, where were we? Game appears to have paused in the background. Not sure what's going on there. Let's take a little peeky at our stockpiles. Cheeky peeky. Hey, cheeky peeky of Danka. Sorry, we're getting a little bit crossover there. Dwarf Fortress Chernobyl crossover. Would it be good? Maybe. I'm not sure. Roadside 5 foot tall picnic. 5 foot tall? That's not a dwarf. Roadside 3 foot tall picnic. That makes more sense. Lots of quartzite here. There's that rogue lump of granite that we wanted to get rid of. Is that currently under a dump order? It's not. Oh, actually, that could be more granite, couldn't it? Because they are actually hauling granite and orthoclase with equal intensity here. So we may end up with some weird distributions. We'll have to see how it works. Where is that request list located? Discord? No, it's actually in my Twitch dashboard. It's like an included Twitch thingamajiggle. If you... do you have the activity feed in OBS? I presume you're asking this as a sort of streaming query rather than just a conversation piece. I'm going to go and look for it. If you look in your dashboard... hang on. You will find it on the left under Community in Channel Points, and then you will be able to open up the rewards and challenges and take a look at the queue. You can also find it in OBS if you've got the thingamajig. What's it called? Activity feed in one of your panels. So there you go. Ooh, the Muda has begun their mysterious construction. Very exciting times. It's giving me the old tingles. Let's have a look over here. Actually, is it a Stream Elements thing? I think it's actually a native Twitch thing. So the request queue. It's just part of the sort of whole channel points system. I think. I mean, I may have included a plugin. I may have put a plugin in, but I think it's native to Twitch. Oh. Yeah. It puts all requests from your channel points into that list, but it's quite handy. For naming dwarves, it's brilliant, just because it keeps a list and you don't have to remember them. I was going to say by hand, but I suppose it would be by brain. So you don't have to remember them like manually, so to speak. But yeah. Yeah, the points thing is fun, but I have to you have to actually think of stuff to do with it. Like I can animate stuff. That's all cool. I can set up animations to happen, and if you're a sub, we do have these two fancy notifications that cause stuff to happen on screen. Exclamation mark boo will summon the racist ghost, and then Crom exclamation mark will prompt a little visit from Mr. Schwarzenegger. He'll turn up and display his oily pecs for us, which is nice. It's nice. The only other place I've ever seen oily pecs is when people are trying to clean seagulls after a spill. So, nice change of pace when Arnie pops them out. Stop expecting sense. You know, you've been here before. You've seen this. You know what happens. There you go. Crom. I did have a few others, but they kind of went by the wayside when my Dwarf Fortress setup went bozzy, and I never replaced them. I mean, one of them was a mandrill head popping out of the middle of the screen screaming, and although I couldn't hear the sound effect, I knew chat could, and I felt a bit bad for them, because the sound of a mandrill screaming is not nice. Not nice. It's not audiologically pretty. Let's put it that way. It's a hideous sound. That's a lot of orthoclase that nobody's hauling right now. I feel like they should be working on it, right? The mandrill will probably be back. The mandrill will probably be back once I've figured out how to moderate the volume of its shrieking. But yeah, I'm always on the lookout. I can't remember who suggested it the other day. It might have been Ocelot, but he was saying I should do something where people can put in channel points over time and try and build up enough to hit a threshold, and then that triggers something happening. Probably like summoning Cthulhu or something. Not literally, just a picture of Cthulhu will pop up or something, but it's something to think of. It's nice. Those fun little pop-up things are kind of nice to put there as something extra for the subscribers, because it could be argued that perhaps the people who subscribe to my stream are not exactly getting a nuclear level of bang for their buck. They're getting 2 streams a week usually, so it's nice to give them something a little extra, make it worth their while. Just change the mandrill scream sound with the most annoying sound in the world from Dumb and Dumber. Oh, it wasn't Rafiki from The Lion King. No, it's a good job you said from The Lion King, because I wouldn't have known who you meant. I'm not a Disney lad. Well, not an animated Disney lad. I watch Disney stuff because, let's face it, they produce 75% of media content these days. It could be more annoying. It could. Oh no! When you say native flute, do you mean that sound effect that's what's name plays? That Soundsets plays? Because that sound can go fuck itself all the way to hell, which is a significant fucking. If a pelvic thrust is powerful enough to drive you into the arms of Beelzebub himself, then, I don't think we can use more stronger terminology. Monom Atulrimtar, the farmer, has created Bekorunol, a sheep leather shield. She claims it as a family heirloom. Sounds like a tedious piece of tack, but nonetheless we shall look at it. The Tempted Soul, a sheep leather shield. Okay, let's take a look at old Bekorunol. It's, It's worth a bit. 180,840. It's valuable. For a second there, I thought we'd hit the milli, but apparently not. Let me just expel some of this gas that appears to be trying to get out of my mouth. This is a sheep leather shield. All Craft's dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with sheep leather and encircled with bands of briolette-cut red tourmalines and oval blue diamond cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of schist, red beryl, morganite, and persimmon wood. On the item is an image of Popetron Lashquake, the dwarf, and Moses Tradeland, the dwarf, in gold. Popetron Lashquake is making a plaintive gesture. Moses Tradeland is laughing. The artwork relates to the mortal wounding of the dwarf Popetron Lashquake by the dwarf Moses Tradeland in Cryptbeards in the early autumn of 502. Heavens above, we've just put Popetron back in after his death, but apparently his spiritual precursor? I was about to say predecessor, but I think it's precursor. His spiritual forebear was killed in the second year of the fortress. Heavens above. Well, this turned out to be more exciting than I imagined it would be. Way more exciting, in fact. Tom Shiz says, I vote the stream needs more Morris dancing. More Morris dancing, heavens above. I don't know if I've got the sticks for it. We need some stout sticks, we need bells, we need ribbons and tassels. If you really want to push the boat out and risk dangerous misinterpretation of your intentions, you could also get some coal dust for the for the blacking up that can go with it. I'm pretty sure it's not a direct racial element, but I just wouldn't want to argue that with anybody in public while dancing. Be a problem. Unless you mean Chris Morris dancing, in which case, yes, if I could get hold of Chris Morris and get him to dance on my stream, I would make him do so. Make him, strong words. Ask him. Request. I would request it. The second tutorial I made, says Sal, obviously not me, was how to remove native flute. The first was how to get Dwarf Fortress. That sound effect is... if it had been done during an armed conflict, I think it would be reclassified as a war crime. Excuse me. That fart would probably be classified as a war crime if I did it in a trench. Anyway, where was I? So it's an image relating to someone stabbing someone else, and the way he draws it is like a regular conversation. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's the kind of beautiful artwork you can expect all over the artefacts of Dwarf Fortress. It is a fairly big fortress, Petmo, but not the biggest fortress in the world. Certainly one of my smaller ones, if I'm honest. Then again, I do often try to keep them pretty small, just to stop the frame rate from going too low. Too low. That's an interesting question. What has been my biggest fortress? I've had a few that have got to, the cap of 200, 300 dwarves and chugged along for a while, but what was my biggest fortress? The annoying thing I now realise about calling all of my fortresses Cryptbeards is that it is very difficult to distinguish one from the other, and where I've been doing Cryptbeards for years now, it's kind of all blurred into one big smeary fortress. I know my one I'm on, the one I'm doing right now, and then the rest of them become a bit of a blur. But I have done some, Yes, actually that's true, Ravlin. That does also have the side effect of allowing me to very confidently say the name of my largest fortress, because it's the same as every other fortress I've done. Oh, Ravlin, don't listen to native flute. It's okay if you listen to it once. If you just hear the doo-doo noise, it's fine. But generally, people discover native flute as something that is being spammed by a Dwarf Fortress notifications thing. And, it's not fun. It's not fun. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's fucking awful. So, the granite's coming up with the orthoclase. It looks like we're getting a little bit more orthoclase than granite. But that was to be expected. There was significantly more orthoclase available for collection than there was granite. I'm going to put in another order for dumping. Gonna say please. Please? Dump granite? Not granite, sorry. It was orthoclase that I wanted dumping, wasn't it? There we go. Lovely. People should charge over and start pumping that into a stockpile. God, it's bloody warm. I keep getting little cool breezes that I think are coming through the filters on top of the patio doors, but when those breezes aren't there, it's pretty warm in here. My back's getting a little swampy against the old plastic chair. I might need to have a little frolic outdoors to let the sweat evaporate when I finish the stream, which is going to make me look weird to any of my neighbours who look out their window at 3 in the morning. Oh well. And they're taking forever. Let's go down and look at the deep dig, see how that's progressing. Now we have one chamber filled with water, but the Z levels above are not going to be significantly moistened until we've dealt with all this loose stone, which is annoying. I mean, I suppose we could just channel and be damned, let it all drop, but that feels like we're losing out, right? It doesn't feel like I'm playing properly there. It feels like I'm almost, dare I use the C word, cheating. Yeah, maybe the guy who made Soundsets wasn't that plagued by the cancellation spam, but fucking hell. I can't play with Soundsets. It's just too much. It's overload of information. Too much audio nonsense for me. I like to put a little bit of a playlist in the background. Da 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 da. Oh no, wrong part of the song. But yeah, I like to put a little bit of Simon Swerwer in the background and be done. Let it carry on. Let it carry on in the background. Oh boy, they've all picked up the orders. They're willing to come and do the digging. That's not the issue. The issue is that they're fucking miles away and it's going to take forever. Damn it. Does it need to be fully channeled out, I wonder? Will there be enough sort of continuous flow if we just sort of... I could just channel round the outside and let the middle drop down, couldn't I? It'll put a load of rubble at the bottom, but it'll clear everything out really quickly, won't it? Oh, do I really want... I don't want to sploosh a load of rubble in. I was already annoyed that there was a single piece of granite in this fucking room. What time are you starting streaming, actually, Sal? Not that I suspect not immediately after I finish, but let me know. I will endeavour to make it there for a bit at least, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes on a Monday, which, you know, normally, being that I tend to stream until 3 AM and then be pottering around in the kitchen doing the dishwasher and everything until about 5, I don't usually get up until 2 the next day, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I do intend, I always say this, but I do intend to do more off-schedule streams. It's just got to find that moment where I don't feel guilty. Don't feel like I'm just playing a game and justifying it by streaming. Oh. If you're ever drinking apricot brandy, I recommend just wetting your tongue with it, then taking a big deep breath over the top of it. It's nice. A little bit overwhelming perhaps, but still nice. Good stuff. I've really been thinking about making my own alcohol, and for some reason also pickles. Become very intrigued by the process of preserving stuff and making booze. Let's see what happens. I keep watching like cookery videos on YouTube that I know I'm never going to implement. I must have watched hours of binging with Babish and that other guy who does similar sort of videos, Adam Ragusa or something. I can't remember his name properly, but watched tons of videos and been fascinated by them, but I'm never actually going to do any of that shit. I suppose that's not true. I did do the stir-fried, special fried rice, I think. But if it's a fun game to watch, it is amazing you just playing and also streaming. I mean, that is true. That is true. The thing is, though, Dwarf Fortress is by far and away the most popular thing I could stream. And much as I love it, I don't think I could play it more than I am now. 2 significant sessions a week is probably about my limit for Dwarf Fortress. Playing anything else, I'm going to have to just mix it up a bit. I mean, I've got to complete both Death Stranding and Red Dead Redemption. I won't stream Death Stranding. I don't think it's a particularly good streamer. But I will be streaming more Red Dead as and when I play it. It's pretty good. Not sure what time it starts. Depends if I need a snooze. I mean, I'm guessing you will. It is 3 a.m, so you might need one. Butternut Squash says, I make my own sauerkraut. It's pretty easy to do. That's a pickled cabbage, right? Like, is it the red cabbage? We have pickled red cabbage sometimes, but I wouldn't know if I could call it sauerkraut. I'm not sure if it's a very specifically pickled type of cabbage or if it is a generic term for all pickled cabbages. Excuse me. Oh, cheese making videos. They do sound good. Oh, pickled shallots. Oh, I love pickled onions. I mean, there must be a reason why people don't pickle the big sort of Spanish onion type things, but I do want to try it. I want to try making giant pickled onions. That'd be lovely. Oh God, I'm dribbling. I am a big pickle fan. I love a good pickle. Gherkins, pickled onions, pickled eggs. Oh, I'll give them all a go. I'll give them all a go. Oh man, I could do with some pickles. I love a good bit of piccalilli as well. It's one of my favourite sandwich pickles. A little bit of piccalilli. In fact, I don't even need anything to go with it. I will literally have 2 tablespoons of piccalilli in a slice of bread and treat that as a sandwich. Oh, in fact, it's the only way I will ever enjoy eating cauliflower. I'm not what you would call a cauliflower fan, generally speaking. Piccalilli ate it though, and oh yeah, please. Heavens above. Keep going. Oh, delicious. Should I try and get them to dig out this 9th floor? There's going to be a lot of cancellation spam. I feel like it's going to be more effort than it's worth, right? We've still got all this autoclaves, we've got this microcline, got a granite. What's this purple shit? Pitch blend, more uranium ores. I wonder if we can actually... Can we get some bars of uranium out of that? It's pretty heavy stuff. Probably be very good for making maces and hammers, right? A wee bit of chili powder and a dash of Worcester sauce in the vinegar for the woody overtones. Sounds good. Pickled chilies. I should do that. We grew chilies several times and they end up getting frozen and we never use them and we end up throwing away these big packs of frozen chilies that we have at the bottom of the freezer when I could have just, got them out and used them. Although Kel does like to make chili flakes. Slice them up, dry them out and then just keep them for seasoning. That works well. I agree with you there, Sal. Cauliflower is pretty grim shit, but pickle it and it's not too bad. Mind you, you can pickle most things, and I think they're generally speaking be improved, right? Pickling is an improvement process in my mind. Yeah, that's the thing. I would love to make, because when I used to go to the live roleplay events up in Derby every year. I used to drink a shitload of fruit wine, like your plum wines, your peach wines, all that kind of stuff. And I can never find any of it anywhere other than like at the occasional time we visit a farm shop, and it's always dirty expensive. So I've been thinking about maybe setting up and trying to grow myself, or make myself some homemade wines or something. But not grape. Fuck grape wine. What a waste of time. Everyone's doing that. I want to make something weird, but tasty. I say weird, unusual but tasty. And things like peaches and apricots and stuff, they're probably good. Probably cost a fortune in getting to get the fruit, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Peter's cornered the market on peppers. What, Piper, who picks the pickled peppers? Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked the pickled peppers. Ah, Ravelin. Owing to nomenclature differences, I would have to call it courgette wine. But yes, I could make zucchini wine. That's a good point. Could try cucumber wine. I imagine you get quite a lot of juice out of cucumbers, though most of it's going to be just water, right? You need something with a bit of sugar in, otherwise you're going to have to add shitloads of sugar to it. Or maybe not. Mango wine. Ooh. That sounds almost too sticky and sweet. I just feel like getting the juice out of the mangoes is going to be a nightmare scenario that's going to result in me looking like an 80s punk with spiky hair because I've just got it all over me. And it takes quite a lot to spike this much hair. I mean, it is not a straightforward process. Believe me, I tried to do it once. Tried to get my hair to stand up straight, and I mean, the success was limited. Very limited. Onion wine. I have heard of onion wine before. I've heard people mention it. I feel like you would want to soften those onions first, right? Yeah? Soften them up in the pan, make them a bit sweeter. Maybe I'm wrong. A logistic question. Is it possible to create a pile of minerals near the place you're digging them, then moving the full pile to another place? This seems to be faster if possible. Yes. The thing is, at the moment, I'm not sure how much faster it would be to move all this shit, because if it's a stockpile order, like the one that's currently getting to come down, you'll see they'll pick up these wheelbarrows and they'll move a shitload faster. If you just tell them to dump it from here, first of all I have to kill the dump upstairs and then reset to a dump here, and then they all have to come down here, and I'm just not sure it would be faster. Not sure if it'd be faster. Wild blueberry wine is good. Ooh, I've never tried blueberry. I think that would be nice, yeah. Again, blueberry's not the sweetest of berries. I suppose you just leave them to get sweet, don't you? Let them ripen up a bit. Quince. Quince is like a little purple, not purple, little orangey yellow. No, it's a kind of plum, isn't it? A quince? Hang on, I'm going to have to Google it. Let me Google a quince. Let's find out what a quince is. It's a paste search. Oh, it's a sort of pear. The quince is the sole member of the genus Cydonia in the family Rosaceae. It is a tree fruit that bears a deciduous pome fruit similar in appearance to a pear and is bright golden yellow when mature. The raw fruit is a source of food. My granddad used to make apple wine, actually, and a bit of cider, but obviously I was too young to drink it while he was alive, so I never actually, never really got a good taste of it. Ooh, raspberry wine, that would be nice. I don't drink at all, but I'd probably give up teetotalaring for a mango wine. I mean, it does sound like it's worth a taste, right? At least a taste. William Wallace famously spiked his hair for battle with pineapple juice. For some reason, I don't think a pineapple would make a good wine. I feel like pineapple would be one of those ones that would actually taste of it, because I'm not a fan of pineapple juice. I like pineapple rings, eating pineapple, and I know this is going to be a controversial statement, but I like pineapple on pizza, but I'm not a big fan of pineapple juice. I'm not a huge fan. Also, I can never keep track of what is an aubergine and what is a courgette. I know one is zucchini and the other is eggplant, but never which is which. Well, it's zucchini is the eggplant, which is called as such because when it starts growing, it actually looks like a little egg. It's actually white and egg-shaped. Intriguing, I know. But zucchini and courgettes, difficult. It's like the difference between cilantro and coriander. Apparently it's not just an American-UK difference in naming. Thank you very much for the follow there. Much appreciated. Resident Canadian. Thanks for this. Resident Canadian 3. I don't know why. Imagine that, though. Imagine the entirety of Canada became an umbrella corporation experiment. I wouldn't like that. I feel like they could have chosen a better country. Not as in like a country I would mind less that was being turned into T-virus zombies. I'd quite like to visit Canada at some point. Wouldn't if it was all umbrellaed up, though. That would be shit. It would be terrible. Anyway, where are we? Let's take a little look. Similar to Pear. Druidsmead says this is all very elven. Druidsmead. I mean, it's one thing to to accuse people of being a little bit off topic, but elven, dear oh dear, slander, absolute barbarity. How dare you? Elves. I believe that courgette is French and zucchini is Italian for the same thing. The UK adopted the French name, the USA adopted the Italian. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Isn't it also true that like the names for meats that we have, like pork, beef, they're all sort of like derived from the French names for those meats. Whereas, or am I missing something? Yeah, whereas the actual names of the animals is different. There are very few things in this world I dislike more than pineapple. Well, I can understand. It's a divisive fruit. People don't like it. People do like it, but it's good. Canada's great, says Harold Beaver. Been there twice. I've never been there. I've never been across the Atlantic. Furthest I've been across Europe is probably, Cyprus. I've been to Cyprus. Been to Belgium. Been to Belgium 2 or 3 times, actually. Mainly beer-related activities there. Where else have I been? I've been to France a few times with my family and school. I may have briefly dipped into Germany on the World War I trenches tour I went on with school. I think we were up Ypres, something like that. We may have driven into Germany briefly to get somewhere on the World War I battlefields. I'm not sure. Okay. Resident Canadian says aubergine is an eggplant and courgettes are zucchinis, at least from what I remember. Yes, that agrees with what I think. That concurs with my opinions. I take that back. It is booze related. Yes, that's right. Elves don't really do booze in the same way dwarves do they? Although often elven drinks are sort of portrayed as being very powerful stuff, very strong. Dwarven, what's it called? Elven fire wine in Forgotten Realms. I don't know if that's a universal D&D thing. All of my tabletop role-playing knowledge basically stems from the 1990s. Anyway, where was I? The cuts are from the French names, the animals are the Germanic names, comes from the difference of languages between the peasants and nobility. Yeah, I thought I'd heard something similar to that. It's also the difference between the swear words and polite versions of words. Really? Is poo-poo derived from French and shit derived... Oh, no, scheisse. Scheisse. Otherwise it'd be merde, wouldn't it? Merde. Merde. French, good language for swearing. I do like to hear French people swearing. Not because they're upset, but just because it sounds good. Keep going down chat. The elf drink in Deep Rock sobers you up. Ugh. Rock and Stone. Oh my god, the accents in... I know I've complained about it before, but I also watched The Haunting of Bly Manor the other day. Me and Kel binged it over 2 days, and some of the accents in that, oh my god. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You go, oh, this is pretty good, isn't it? And then they say something, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's a TV programme. Terrible. Anyway, where are we going? Arugula in the USA, raquette in the UK. Raquette? I think actually arugula is called something else in the UK. That might be the stuff that we call oilseed rape, which is obviously a scary name. Oh no, garden rocket. Yes, rocket. That would be it. What is it they call... What do Americans call... Well, I can't type in what do Americans call rape. It's going to bring back a fucking bucket of Google spiders. What is oilseed rape called in America? I haven't gone mad. This is a real thing. I know about it because every time I look out and see the fields have gone yellow in Kent, my nose just bungs up and I'm done. Canola. So all those Americans, if you ever hear English people talking about rapeseed or rape oil, it's canola. Oh, and Harold Beaver got it. Harold Beaver got there before I did. Without the Google. Or maybe you did have the Google. I don't know. There's a lot of facts out there that a lot of people have learned from Tom Scott, I think. I'm surprised he hasn't done a stint on the QI podcast or anything. It's surprising. Today I learned arugula isn't arugula everywhere. No. American cooking programs are quite baffling. The whole cups system is like, what? Just give me an exact fucking figure. Come on. Where are we going here? Hello, Baham Tone. Welcome to the stream again. Rocket in Australia too. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Although, Tom Shiz, it's literally Rocket in the UK. It's like rocket. Proper rocket, not rocket. That's what canola is. Was growing it on Farming Sim 19. I've never played the Farming Sim games. I've done a little bit of Stardew Valley, and I keep meaning to. Somebody very generously gifted me Graveyard Keeper ages ago, and I keep meaning to jump into it and give it a bit of a go. But ugh. Canola equals Canada oil, low acid. It's a genetically modified rapeseed. I mean, genetically modified rapeseed sounds like a fucking death metal album title, doesn't it? It sounds actually it sounds like one of the darker hair metal albums of the 80s, right? One of those bands where you're like hearing the lyrics and going, "Steady on. Whitesnake is one thing, but this is going a bit too far." Yeah, Google spiders. I'm not actually bothered by spiders. I should have said Google slugs. That would have bothered me. Canola is the oil I use for anything that doesn't use olive oil. I've never really cooked with olive oil. I've always used it as a sort of a garnishing oil that goes on salads and stuff. Look up the town of Tisdale's slogan. Oh, I bet it's like the rape capital of Europe or something. Hang on, Harold Beaver. Let's have a little look. If I Google the phrase town of Tisdale's slogan, comes up with opportunity, land of rape and honey. Well, there we go. Although they appear to have changed it very recently to opportunity grows here, which is, I think it rolls off the tongue a little better than the land of rape and honey, right? It doesn't work. I feel like that's a weird name, that one. I recently brought a kitchen scale. Chat moved. I missed that. So I could replicate the British Bake Off recipes. You know, I've never seen that programme. I didn't realise how internationally popular it was, but I never saw it when it had Mel and Sue on it, let alone this new variant with Fielding and what's her name from QI? The Tiny Dame. Oh my god, Sandy Toksvig, that's the one. Ah, dear. Kitchen scales get you on an FBI watch list as a potential dealer. I suppose they are. That is one of the people who does buy very accurate kitchen scales. My kitchen scales are nowhere near accurate enough to sell drugs, though. I mean, they're basically accurate to about a gram, and I suppose some. I could sell denser drugs, the more dense drugs, but any of the seriously potent powders and unguents and tinctures, they're going to be a little bit too difficult to measure out. Game is strangely compulsive. As you progress to better machines that do several jobs at once or 10 times faster. Hello, what are we talking about here? Oh, Farming Sim. Yeah, I mean, that has tempted me. Of all the sim games out there, like your truck driving sims and your train sims, the Farming Sim seems to make the most sense. They're German, aren't they, those games? They're made by a German company. All those sim games basically come from the same company and follow a similar formula. Or maybe I'm wrong. What, Farming Sim was free on... I like vinegary stuff too, Ravlin. I do love a good bit of vinegar. I like vinegar on salad without any oil, sometimes. Anyway, Americans are weird when it comes to measurements because a cup is either 240 millilitres or 250 millilitres. Oh, America. You and your inches and your pounds and ounces. I didn't see Farm Simulator being free on Epic. So I normally take the time before I start streaming on a Thursday to pick up the latest free games. What a fool! Noel Fielding's one of the current presenters. When it moved to Channel 4 from the BBC, Noel Fielding took over from Mel and Sue. It was Noel Fielding and What's-Her-Face. And I think they've got Matt Lucas on it lately, I've seen in the TV trailers. There we go. We caught up with the Bake Off banter. Let's see if I can order any more Orthoclase collection. Come on, everybody. Get that Orthoclase up as quick as we can, and we'll get it dumped with alacrity. Rapidement. Orthoclase. Is that currently an active dumping zone? Let's find out. It is. So we want to keep dumping the orthoclase out of here rather than anything else. So with that in mind, I click on here, I press I, we scroll down to the orthoclase, we press Shift D, that's Shift Enter, scoundrel, very different from Shift D. Not even a letter key that you're pressing. Not even a punctuation Mark? Uh-oh. Looking at the time, it's 3:10. That, plus the booze I've been drinking, could explain why I'm starting to lose my words a little bit. Having a bit of stuttery, stammery, tongue-twisty turning tide at time? That didn't even make sense. Turny-turgotiden time? No. Clearly I'm too tired. There's a difference. You can buy a scale which is usually accurate between 1 to 3 grams, and then there's the micro scale where it gives you an accurate weight measurement down to the smallest amount. Yeah, those are like your chemistry scales, the ones you used to have at school. Very, very, very sensitive. Also, very difficult to weigh drugs out on being in school. Not a good idea. Not the best way to keep your academic career on track. All my favourite comedians are British now that I get addicted to panel shows. Well, I mean, there's an abundance there. You're never going to run short of those. They're making new ones in lockdown now. There's this one where they're all... I can't remember what it is. It's got... what's her name? Oh, God, I can't remember her name now. Current popular female comedian in the UK. Not the Canadian lady... Oh God, what's her name? She's been on the Frankie Boyle show loads. Wrote a book about male sexuality. Oh, what's her fucking name? I think it begins with S. Oh God, it's too difficult. Can't remember. I saw someone in chat on that. Yes, Sarah Pascoe. Someone in chat did know. That's the one I was thinking of. Why was I thinking of her now? Oh yeah, she's got her own like a panel show going on. We had scales in the steelworks accurate to 0.0001 gram for measuring powders for chemical solutions. Yeah, just a little change in the composition of a metal can make huge difference in its qualities. In its properties, rather, not qualities. Some drug dealer actually broke into the lab and stole the scales. Surely you could afford to buy some if you're a half-decent drug dealer, right? You can afford to buy scales. That's a bad sign. Don't buy your drugs from the guy who had to steal a fucking set of scales. Yeah, definitely. Definitely legal. 100%. Taskmaster's quite good if you're an international viewer. They put most of their stuff on YouTube, perfectly legit. Oh, there's a petition available. Let's have a look. I have been enjoying the new series of Taskmaster. The Guild Hall for the Hall of Amethyst. The Hall of Amethyst has many members in Cryptbeards and now requires a guild hall. The location must be built and furnished with the hall designated for an engraver guild. Do you approve this request? I do approve. I need something to keep my miners busy for a bit, so what we're going to do is we're going to dig a room in this corridor here. Yeah, that seems right. 2 doors. There we go. Dig that out and make that a lovely little engravers guild. I think they will enjoy it. They will appreciate the facilities. See, I used to work for GlaxoSmithKline in the Dartford, which is no longer there, chemical manufacturing facility, but they used to make loads of different medicines. We used to make Zidovudine, which is an AIDS drug. We made something called Cisatricurium, which was they used to stop people's hearts during heart surgery. I believe we also made that banana-flavoured penicillin, because that smell used to be on the air sometimes, but I never worked in that building. While I was there, they opened up like a massive bunker from World War II, and it was full of fucking heroin. Like little, you know, the little in Saving Private Ryan, where they put the little ampule of morphine into the soldier while he's dying to try and make it a little less traumatic for him. They found shitloads of those, like an enormous wartime bunker full of the fucking stuff. They had to burn it. It's a tragedy, I suppose. Although out-of-date morphine doesn't sound like the best medical intervention in the world, does it? Out-of-date anything sounds like a bad move. Weirdly, Taskmaster hasn't uploaded episode 1 of the new series, only the episodes after it, so I haven't watched it until I find episode 1. Well, hold on tight, I'm sure it'll appear. It's very good. Very good indeed. It's got the woman out of the IT crowd in as well, she's quite funny. And Richard Herring, I always like his stuff, always a big fan. He does a lot of stuff on Twitch, actually. He's been saying that he might, I think ironically or facetiously, that he may not go back to normal comedianing. He may not even go back to stand-up now that he's discovered the wonderful world of Twitch. To which I say, after lockdown, if all of you professional comedians could fuck off, that would be nice. We've got a thing going on here that revolves around computer games. Just don't take all the audience, please, professionals, please. Leave us a few eyeballs. Just a couple of knackered old peepers will do. Hello, Orange Camera Photography. Are you an actual professional comedian? Heavens above. You can watch, that's fine. Just don't open your goddamn funny ass. Funny ass? Don't open your funny ass. Ugh. Don't open your funny mouth. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. Feel free to open your funny ass. I mean, unless of course you've learned how to speak through it and tell jokes, in which case keep that ass shut. Keep that ass sealed. It is quite cool that they all have suddenly discovered it, and there's loads of new fancy content. Or if you're not gonna fuck off, you've got to do it properly, like Limmy. That's what you got to do. Wonder it smelt like shit. I mean, if you can smell it from here, from wherever you are, you must be pretty damn close. Pretty damn close, right? Just be looking over my shoulder. Don't hurt me. Please, no attack. Please. Oh, God, look at all this microcline. And rhyolite. When we dig anywhere near the surface of the fortress, there's just rhyolite galore all over the place. Actually, I'll have to put the lights on the garden on to actually see you. So bear with me. I hope your laptop will hold out. But I will look out the window once I finish the stream. Promise. I promise. The cloudy deer? Okay, sorry, it's a different area. I thought that I'd already added some kind of thing to this area, and I hadn't. That would be silly. So we need to assign the location. We need to assign it to a new location, and it's going to be a craft/guild hall for engravers. That's the one, isn't it? The Hall of Amethyst? Was it that? It was engravers, wasn't it? Was it stone crafters? Shoot. No established guild. It was engravers. It was definitely engravers. Oh no, stoneworker. I'm going to go with engraver because I think we've got a guild hall for all the other varieties, so that's fine. The Umber Amethyst. Let's say designate smooth. Get all these walls nicely smoothed off, and then we can engrave them, and that should make this room into a grand guild hall without a single piece of furniture. I know, crazy, right? Crazy! Orange, I was literally talking about the wave of comedians who've come to Twitch over lockdown. Saying, it's fine, why you can't tour and do your stuff like that, but please, leave Twitch to the scrubs. Let us be our own thing. Don't take over. Please. Please no. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, there's loads of them. I mean, personally, I've been watching a lot of Richard Herring on here, but I think, some like Limmy obviously did it, what I would say, right. He actually just went, fuck it, I'm going to be a streamer. I'm not going to do TV and stage stuff anymore. I'm just going to take this seriously and do it properly. And if you've got that built-in audience from a career in stand-up, then I understand. Why not do it? Why not do it? But do that. Do that. Hello, Niridon. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. And thank you for bringing these presumably lovely people. Presumably because you brought them with you. And you wouldn't bring monsters, would you? You wouldn't bring a horde of uncouth idiots? I hope not. I hope not. Or maybe you have. Maybe you thought these are the kind of people who would absolutely adore the Scoundrels content. Only an uncouth idiot could possibly absorb this without any kind of spiritual tainting. If I brought, couth intelligentsia with me, they would just turn into uncouth idiots from absorbing it. So, why not? Where am I going with this? Regardless, thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't mind checking out some comics that I otherwise would never be able to catch locally. I'm noticing a lot of the comedians who are coming to Twitch in the sort of COVID era are not necessarily doing their stand-up. They're doing other shows. It's sort of like they're converting their podcasts to become video. But I really enjoy Richard Herring's stuff. Your mileage may vary, but he does a podcast called Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast, which obviously is not currently taking place in the Leicester Square Theatre, but he, when things weren't locked down, he was interviewing people there. If I find his Twitch channel, I can give you a link. Also, relatively regularly watch Ian Lee's radio phone-in show that he does on Twitch now. Where is he? Where are you, Mr. Herring? Has anyone noticed how Snoop Dogg is streaming now and gets way fewer viewers than you would expect? It's quite surprising. Like a couple of hundred. Which is, very respectable numbers, but for fucking Snoop Dogg, you'd think he'd be getting a few more, right? Snoop Doggy Dogg, etc. He's got an audience already, right? Why can't I find this guy? He should be near at the top. When did I follow him? Must have been fucking years ago if he's down here. Hang on a minute. Apparently I can't find him. But I reckon if you Google Richard Herring, comedian who made the 90s TV show Fist of Fun, you'll find it. Or Rhlstp, RHLSTP. Google that, you'll find him. Don't worry. Anyway, where was I? Sorry, I should catch up with chat, shouldn't I? Let's have a little look. Hello, Righteous. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I think one of the things about Snoop is that he only plays Madden, and I watched it for about 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, this doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think I'll bother. The bad thing about the idea of Twitch attracting mainstream people is the thought of my mum turning up in chat. I don't know, I don't think my mum would last. For me personally, my mum wouldn't last too long in Twitch chat. She'd be watching for a few minutes. She'd feel that deep, burning shame that only a son can provide, and then she'd go away and tell me about it the next day on the phone, I think. But we'll see. Would love to see Herring do some more stuff with Stuart Lee. I think that's quite unlikely, but he has interviewed him twice on his podcast, so they have done some stuff. Although I think the first time he was on, he refused to appear as Stuart Lee and insisted on being referred to as Bacon Face, and also covered his face in bacon. So there is that. Actually, normally I would once a year in one of the largest comedy festivals. Oh, I see, that you would see comedians. Last comedy festival I went to was the Greenwich Comedy Festival. It was pretty good. There's a comedian there called Will Smith, not that one. And he was funny. He was very funny. There was quite a few ones, actually. I don't think the kids know who Snoop is anymore. No? Really? Sal's favourite boners just popped up. Ooh, there we go. Lovely little double entendre there. Zelda Williams is also on Twitch. Oh, interesting. Oh man, I always assume, never seen a picture of her in real life, and I always assume she's a little girl, because that's, we just think of her as the little girl named Zelda by Robin Williams. But of course, she's probably fucking my age. She's probably knocking on 40 by now, right? Maybe. Who knows? I feel ashamed of you and I don't even know you. Oh, Orange, you know me too well. Clearly. Right, that smoothing's been done. Let's whack an engrave order in, and then we'll take a little pass over our stockpiles. Do we need to dump more orthoclase? I think we do. Click there, click I, go down to the orthoclase, dump the 39 bits that are there. Lovely, come back out. Just let it happen. Let it happen, scoundrel. They will clear the cisterns out soon enough. I am starting to look a bit to feel a bit concerned. Sorry, not look concerned. Starting to feel a bit concerned about these food stockpiles. They're getting a little sparse. This one almost empty. This one actually empty, and I think this is the fish stockpile. Makes sense to eat all the fish first, right? You don't want that stuff going off, stinking the fortress up. That'd be a bad move. Anyway, down here, before we call time on the stream and go and look for someone to raid, apologies to Niridon, who's literally just raided us. Although, to be honest, I don't think it could end up being more of a shit show than me and Ura's room, because not like 2 streams ago, Snoopy's dad rock now. Oh my god. Heavens above. 31. Oh my god, she's younger than me. No! It feels like everybody is now. Anyway, where was I? Talking about this system setup. So, the plan... Are we all seeing this? Are we seeing this? Okay, it's grown on top of the adamantine. Okay. Hello, Saltly Sweeted. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I was just having a moment of perplexity, just furrowing my brow, wondering where that tree came from and why it's growing out of magma. But now I realise it's sitting on top of the precious adamantine. That's going to be a problem when we try and drop water on top. That's going to shelter the magma, isn't it? We're going to have to send someone in to chop that down. I think we are. It's weird seeing the OG gangster rappers being dads now. Yeah. I mean, having said that, I only came to the rap scene long after it had stopped being cool. I mean, I wasn't into rap at all when it was a thing back in the 90s. Everything I know about rap I have learned since San Andreas, which basically turned me onto the scene. But yeah, back in the 90s I was very much a punk and metal guy. Rap music. Snoop coaches football. Is he? I mean, that doesn't sound very effective. I mean, he is kind of well known for his prodigious intake of cannabis, and I can't imagine him standing at the sidelines yelling at anybody going, "Push harder, try more, do it!" I've never really considered cannabis to be a sports drug. It's not quite the same as, you know, your cokes or your steroids. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I know a lot of athletes do, but I wouldn't really consider it to be like a feature of the scene. Apparently, if any of the kids even mentions weed, they all do laps. That's cruel. Turning up going, "Hey, I'm Snoop Doggy Dogg. I'm going to be your coach." And they're like, "Oh, you're the guy who's famously consumes vast proportions of weed." And he's like, "Laps now!" I mean, I suppose he's got to spend that Just Eat money somehow, right? Setting up some kind of coaching foundation. Seems like one of the better ways to do it, I suppose. Why not? NWA always seemed like a nice group of gentlemen back in the day. I suppose so. I mean, they all seem relatively nice now, these days. I mean, if you smell like a fire in a fucking bong... I was going to say bong factory, but a bong factory wouldn't actually have any weed. If you smell like a fire on a weed plantation, I don't think you have the right to get sick of people mentioning weed, right? If I turn up at my parents' house with bright red eyes going, I would expect them to mention it, you know? The only place I ever go that isn't my house is my parents' house. Oh my god, I just had that amazing revelation. That's not true, I do go to Sainsbury's occasionally. Oh, I see. I suppose, yeah. I suppose you could tire of it quite easily, and once it's become a part of your image and your brand, it's a bit difficult to disassociate. Then again, there's also old, what's his face, Tommy Chong. I don't think he smokes less than you think. I suspect he might smoke more. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Did spend that time in prison. Could have put him off. Although that said, if he lives in the right parts of America, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? Doesn't matter. You're allowed. You're allowed. You can do whatever you want over there now. I mean, within reason. It's going to take forever, isn't it? This is going to be another multi-session construction project that's just never going to go anywhere. They seem to have stopped collecting the orthoclase, which suggests to me that we're bunged up with granite now, right? Not totally. Not totally. There are spaces, but we'll see. We'll see. There are wheelbarrows heading down and coming back up. It's all good. It's all good. Anywho, looking at my little clock here in the corner, just below my mental health statistics, I can see that it's 3:30 in the morning, which means that I really should stop this, because otherwise I'm not going to get the dishwasher running in time. It's still going to be going when everyone gets up. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble. Terrible trouble. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this game, and I am going to say, time to save. Okay, savey. I'm actually doing it. It's doing it. We'll head over to the home screen, and I shall open up my phone and take a look for somebody to raid. Need somebody to raid. Need somebody to raid. Excuse me. Heavens above, burping away. Clinidev turns up in chat, and immediately I start making noises like some kind of swine at a buffet. We've got Blue Zest streaming with 108 viewers, and much as we love to raid him, let's see if there's any people who might cherish a larger raid. I say a larger raid. I mean, if he raids them, they'll really cherish it. But who might cherish a 30-strong raid? We've got Keepaladon, who's currently streaming to 4. We've got Quaich, who's streaming to 4 as well. Neither of them have webcams. They seem like relative noobs. Who wants to join me on a raid? Who wants to come with me to put my audience in front of them? Not just my audience, the combined audiences of me and Niridan. Who else raided? We've had someone else raid since Niridan came in, didn't we? Or no, someone before them. It was Whiterook, of course. So we've got a whole melange of viewerships here. Everyone's all smooshed up together. Don't make Sal stream. Let her get a rest, and then she can stream like later on. You've had your Dwarf Fortress for the day. Thank you very much. By the way, those of you watching the YouTube recording,